Have you ever wondered why a giant like Intel, which once dominated the entire chip industry for decades, now has to hold its breath, waiting for a European company to deliver machines? Why, in the trillion-dollar semiconductor war, is the thing that determines who lives and who dies not money? What makes Intel, TSMC, or even Samsung Electronics depend on ASML if they want to enter the AI chip era? Today we will uncover the secret behind the company that is holding the key to survival of the entire global chip industry. Before getting into the video, please give our team a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any interesting questions or topics, leave a comment below this video. And now let's begin exploring the article. To decode this story, we will go through the 5 true pillars of AI power: the monopoly shovel seller, the High-NA EUV gamble, the ambition of new foundries, and the expensive lessons. Let's get started right away. First of all, you need to throw away the idea that AI is only software. The real physical body of AI is semiconductor chips, and the key to power lies in EUV technology, also known as extreme ultraviolet lithography. The name may sound a bit science fiction, but just imagine it as an alien printing machine that specializes in carving billions of transistors onto an ultra-thin silicon wafer. The problem is that if AI wants to become smarter, more transistors must be packed into a smaller space. And modern transistors are now so tiny that they are approaching physical limits. If the width of a human hair were a gigantic highway, modern transistors would be tens of thousands of times smaller. Looking at it with the naked eye is impossible, and even under a microscope, what you often see is only a technological illusion. Here's an easy example for you guys to imagine. A modern AI GPU like the NVIDIA H100 contains around 80 billion transistors inside a single chip only about the size of a palm. Meanwhile, the modern Apple M3 chip has around 25 billion transistors. All of these transistors must be printed onto silicon with nearly perfect precision. A deviation of only a few atoms could turn the entire chip into useless scrap. To make it easier to compare, a human hair is about 80,000 nanometers thick, while transistors on modern 2-nanometer chips are only the size of a few dozen silicon atoms. That means if you enlarged a human hair to the size of a stadium, the transistor would still be like a tiny speck of dust sitting in the middle of the field. And the only thing in the world currently capable of doing this is the EUV machine made by ASML. It sounds a bit funny, but the entire trillion-dollar AI war now lives or dies based on a Dutch company specializing in selling chip printing machines. It's kind of like an entire city racing to open luxury coffee shops, but in the end there is only one guy selling electricity. So then, who is holding this miraculous printing machine? Let's move to part 2. It is an almost perfect metaphor. The entire world is rushing to mine AI gold, from NVIDIA to Microsoft. But if you want to mine gold, you need shovels. And the cold reality is that ASML is the only company on the planet capable of making that shovel. They do not write AI software, nor do they sell smartphones, yet they are holding the survival gate of the entire global semiconductor industry. Without ASML's machines, there are no AI chips, period. That gold rush would freeze instantly. Why don't other giant corporations simply build their own machines to compete? Because the technical barrier is absolutely terrifying. Each machine consumes hundreds of millions of dollars and is assembled from hundreds of thousands of ultra-precise components. The mirror systems inside are so perfectly smooth that if you enlarged one of those mirrors to the size of the entire United States, the tallest mountain on it would rise only 1 millimeter high. Numbers do not lie. A single machine costs around 200 to more than 350 million USD, weighs nearly 180 tons, and requires more than 100,000 components to operate. Inside the machine is an ultra-precise mirror system manufactured by Carl Zeiss AG, with surface errors smaller than the size of an atom itself. The laser system used to generate EUV light alone fires at tiny droplets of tin, up to 50,000 times per second, in order to create 13.5 nanometer light used for chip lithography. Assembly takes months to complete. No matter how many billions of dollars you pour in, if ASML does not agree to sell you the machine, money becomes meaningless. These are no longer ordinary machines, but truly critical geopolitical assets. Fully aware of this power, Intel is making a life-or-death decision. Now we move to part 3, the High-NA EUV gamble. In reality, current EUV technology is gradually approaching its physical limits, so the next generation has already arrived. High-NA EUV, the super printing machine of the future. High-NA basically means a wider lens system capable of capturing more light in order to carve even smaller details onto silicon wafers. The biggest difference with High-NA EUV lies in the numerical aperture increasing from 0.33 to 5.5. It may sound technical, But simply put, it allows the chip printing machine to see more clearly at the atomic scale, enabling it to carve much smaller transistors. Thanks to this, companies can move toward nanometer and eventually 1.4 nanometer process nodes in the future. If chip manufacturing is like building next-generation fighter jets, then ASML's machine is the most sophisticated jet engine block. No matter how brilliantly Intel designs the aircraft frame, without the engine from ASML, that fighter jet would simply remain motionless on the runway. And you know what companies usually do when they are being left far behind by competitors and want to return to the top as quickly as possible. Either you slowly grind step by step, or you make one massive all-in move to turn the game around. And right now, Intel is clearly choosing the second option. After many years of falling behind TSMC, they decided to bet almost the company's entire future on High-NA EUV. If the previous generation EUV was already considered an alien chip printing machine, then High-NA EUV is almost like the ultimate final version. It allows the creation of AI chips that are more powerful, more energy efficient, and capable of handling the gigantic AI models of the future. $400 million for a single High-NA EUV machine. That is literally the price of survival, nearly equal to the cost of several Boeing 787 aircraft combined. And the machine must be split apart and transported using dozens of containers and multiple specialized flights before it can finally be assembled. Intel is gritting its teeth and spending enormous amounts of money to secure large numbers of these gigantic machines as a life-or-death gamble. But having money is still not enough. These machines weigh hundreds of tons and are as large as double-decker buses. Not to mention that the installation process lasts for many months, with ASML engineers having to fly in personally to provide support, like doctors treating VIP patients. If the machine malfunctions, only ASML engineers can repair it. Clearly, Intel's entire technology leapfrog strategy now depends almost completely on ASML. If the delivery is delayed by only a few months, their revival plan could collapse instantly. And that is perhaps the most interesting paradox of today's chip war. On the surface, it looks like Intel and TSMC are fighting each other. But deep down, it is more like two racing drivers competing, while both are forced to use engines supplied by the same single provider. And in the end, the company laughing the hardest is still ASML. Part 4. Intel's new Foundry ambition is undergoing a massive transformation. In the past, Intel operated as a closed ecosystem, designing and manufacturing CPUs only for itself, with all the money flowing into a single system. But now, Intel Foundry is eager to become the TSMC of the United States, opening its factories to manufacture AI chips for every customer, including Nvidia, Apple, or even its own competitors. When you look at it, you will realize this story is no longer simply about selling chips, but about competing at the level of global manufacturing. But entering this arena is far from easy. Customers demand absolute perfection. An AI chip worth tens of thousands of dollars only needs a tiny physical defect for an entire billion-dollar production batch to be ruined. To be completely direct, this is not a place where having factories means having customers. That is why Intel is forced to depend 100% on ASML technology as its only ticket to survival. If you look back at TSMC, you can clearly see it. They can produce 5nm or 3nm chips with transistor densities reaching around 90 to 150 million transistors per square millimeter. A high-end AI chip like those from Nvidia can sell for anywhere from $10,000 to more than $30,000 USD per GPU. And if wafer defect rates rise by only around 1 to 2%, it could erase tens of millions of dollars in revenue from each production batch. In this industry, the standard of perfection is unbelievably strict. For example, a 300mm silicon wafer may contain several hundred chips, but just one tiny defect at the nanometer scale can destroy an entire chip. For AI chip lines, the yield rate usually must stay above 90–95%. If it falls below that, the business is basically no longer profitable. As for Intel Foundry, the company has invested more than $20 billion USD just to build and expand factories in the United States in an attempt to catch up with TSMC. But the problem is this: in order to manufacture 3nm chips or move further toward 2nm, they are absolutely required to use EUV and High-NA EUV machines from ASML. Without EUV or High-NA EUV, there is no point even talking about competing with TSMC. From the outside, it may look like Intel is making a breakthrough, but in reality, it is still sitting there waiting for technology from another company. It truly feels like the entire trillion-dollar AI industry is still locked behind a single bottleneck. Now let's look back at the past to understand Intel's expensive lesson. 15 to 20 years ago, Intel was the uncrowned king of the semiconductor industry, both designing and manufacturing chips. occupying the position of the true final boss. But when EUV technology appeared, the rules of the game began to change. TSMC quickly poured in money and partnered with ASML, while Intel hesitated, believing that older technology was still good enough. During the period from around 2015 to 2021, when the semiconductor industry began its major transition from 10nm down to 7nm and 5nm, the gap between Intel and TSMC started becoming obvious. TSMC had already managed mass production of 7nm chips in 2018 and advanced to 5nm in 2020, creating chips such as the Apple A14 with around 11.8 billion transistors and the Apple M1 with around 16 billion transistors, demonstrating transistor scaling speeds of nearly 1.8 times per generation. Meanwhile, Intel faced severe problems as its 10nm process was delayed from 2015 until 2019, roughly a 4-year delay, while its 7nm process continued being pushed back into the 2023-2024 period. This caused Intel to fall behind TSMC by around 3 to 5 years. The financial consequences were enormous as Intel lost tens of billions of USD in potential revenue between 2018 and 2022, after major customers such as Apple and Qualcomm moved to TSMC. Meanwhile, TSMC quickly captured more than 60% of the global advanced chip manufacturing market, transforming itself into the production center of the entire industry. The result was that customers switched sides, while Intel went from being the leader to becoming the pursuer. And now you can clearly see it. If Intel wants to return to the game, it is forced to cling tightly to ASML like a lifeline, if it does not want to be left behind forever. Finally, all of this leads us to an extremely fascinating and era-defining question. Can Intel reverse the situation using ASML's machines and reclaim the throne? Or will this overwhelming dependence on a single company in the Netherlands become the company's Achilles heel, dragging down its ambitions? No matter how this story ends, one truth is now obvious. The ultimate power today does not belong to the company that designs the smartest chip, but to the company capable of building the machines that create them.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel. Bye bye.